Hi guys, if you can hear us and see us, can you just give us a yes into the chat box? Okay, looks like we're good. Okay, perfect. Hi guys. I know people are going to continue coming in, so we're just going to introduce ourselves really quick. First of all, I hope you're all having an awesome day, and I promise you it's about to get way, way better. So I'll just introduce myself really quick. My name's Ashley, and I'm a holistic nutritionist, and I'm also the customer success lead here at That Clean Life. And as you can see, we've also got Abigail in the house. So do you want to say hi, Abigail?
Hi, everybody. I'm Abigail. I've met many of you. I'm the co-founder of That Clean Life. I'm super excited about today's content. It's looking really sharp. Ashley and I have spent a lot of time on this webinar. We've drilled it down and hashed and rehashed all of this for you guys. So I hope you take away a ton of value from this. One question for you guys. Can you tell me if you can see the slides okay? I just want to make sure that everybody can see the slide that says how to create a high-end nutrition program. Maybe if you can see that. Oh, looks like we're good. Amazing. Okay, cool. I'll let you take it from here, Ash.
Okay, perfect. So all the tech's working out. Today we're going to be talking about something that I know all of you really want to know about, which is how you can start building and selling high-end nutrition programs in your practice. So, these are the kind of programs that come with highly engaged clients. You can sell them for a higher price point, and these are the programs that allow you to really do what you want to do and really show off your expertise. And now that you know us a little bit, we love getting to know you guys. So if you want to just give a quick intro in the chat box, just let us know where you're tuning in from. And if you have an idea in mind for just the focus of your high-end program, if you could share that as well, we would love to know a little bit more about you. And today we're also going to be sharing how you can use That Clean Life for business. So I know a lot of you guys are members already. A lot of you aren't. Whether or not you're a That Clean Life member, you're going to walk away from this webinar with all that you need in order to take your business to the next level. So we're going to see if we can make the slides a little bit bigger for you guys by turning off our cameras, and then we're going to get right into it. All right, so before we get started, I'm just going to walk you through exactly what we're going to cover today. First of all, we're going to explain why you should have a high-end nutrition program in the first place. We're going to cover the ideal program length, what services you should be including, give you a snapshot of the program structure that many wellness professionals are using in their own practices. And don't worry, if online programs are more your jam, we're also going to cover how you can run your high-end programs online. We're going to share our favorite tools for managing clients who are actually enrolled in your programs. And if you stay until the very end, we're going to dish on how to price your programs, which is always the number one question that we get. And we're also going to share some marketing strategies to get people signed up and enrolled in your programs. And in return for all of this free information, all that we are asking of you guys today is that when you leave this training, you take one action towards launching your high-end program. All of the free education in the world isn't worth anything if you aren't applying it. So if you guys are in, and if you promise that you're going to take all of this information and do something with it, can you give us a hell yes in the chat box? And we will start going through all of this information if you're on board. Amazing. I love seeing this. Okay, we're going to hold you guys accountable to all of this. So to get started, let's talk a little bit about high-end programs. I guess the most important thing that we should cover first is what the heck is a high-end program. So when we're talking about high-end programs, we're referring to a long-term program that your clients buy directly into. You could say it's the most elite of your offerings. For those of you who have attended our past webinars, you know that we talk a lot about creating a tiered model in your business with low, medium, and high-end offerings. Today, we are going to be talking exclusively about that top tier, high-end offering. And the first and most obvious reason to sell a high-end program is to make more money. but it's not all about money and it's not all about the price tag. So adding a high-end nutrition program is actually going to help you run a better practice, impact more lives, and find clients who are truly your people. And as wellness professionals, I know that a lot of us are coming in here with heart-centered practices. So don't worry, this isn't just going to be talking about the financial stability of your practice. If you've been struggling with your marketing, high-end programs are really easy to market. And the reason for that is that people put great faith in systems. When you're marketing a long-term program, you're not just selling results, but you're actually selling the method that you use to help your clients achieve those results. So think about it, which sounds more exciting to you if someone were to say, today I have an intake appointment with my nutritionist. Or if someone were to say, today I'm starting my healthy hormone program. It's just got more of a ring to it. And when you have a targeted program like this, you can walk potential clients through what they can expect from working with you week by week. You can communicate what makes your program different so they know exactly what they're signing up for. And this is going to make them so excited to get started. Selling a program also means that if you want to, you get to give it a fancy, fun name. So you're not just marketing yourself anymore, but you're actually marketing the specific method that you have developed to achieve specific results. So think of like Whole30 and Atkins or Pritikin and Ornish. These are all awesome examples of how a specific program was able to take someone's business and supercharge it. So when it comes to an actual program, the sky is the limit. Unlike with just your own personal practice and your own personal brand, you could be one day writing a book on your program. You could be licensing your program. You could be selling your whole business that revolves around this program. These things just aren't as likely to happen if you're running your practice from appointment to appointment. So my favorite reason to sell high-end programs is from more of a practicing perspective. It is going to make your life better because it attracts better clients. Just have to say it. So why is that? It's because nothing says I'm ready, I'm committing to this, like pulling out your credit card and making like an investment of $1,000 or more in yourself and in your health. So when a client comes to you and buys into your long-term program, they have already decided that it's worth it and their readiness for change is like 100%. Right there, just with that, you weeded out most of the people who are going to come in for one session, realize that it's too much work, we're expecting a quick fix. Those aren't the clients that you want to take on. You want to take on the clients who are in it for the long haul, who understand that it's going to take work and energy and who are ready to give it 100%. Marketing your program properly is another thing that's going to help you to attract the exact kind of person you want to work with because you're selling a very specific outcome, right? You're staying within your area of expertise and you're going to be getting signups from people who actually fit that mold of your ideal client. So if you already have attended some of our trainings, you know how passionate we are about niching down. And it's a lot easier to find that niche and market to that niche when you're also offering a high-end program that solves a specific problem. And finally, high-end programs, they actually improve your client care. So again, we're talking not about money at all, but about you as a practitioner. When you sell a long-term high-end program, yeah, your practice is going to be more financially stable. But also, clients who are actually signing up to work with you are signing up to work with you for a set period of time. So you don't need to worry about canceled appointments equaling lost income and having this revolving door of people going in and out of your practice at an unpredictable rate. Instead, you can focus on providing the highest level of care and the absolute best experience for those who have already signed up and agreed to work with you for a fixed term. So you might be accepting fewer clients on a month-to-month basis, but you're going to be giving more attention to those clients who you are working with, all while actually keeping the health of your business and the health of your income on point. So guys, these are just a few of the reasons that adding a high-end program to your offerings is a total game changer. Now that you're probably on board and sold on this idea, let's move on to how to actually go ahead and start building this high-end program. The first question that you probably have is, when we're talking about long-term programs, how long are we talking? So we're recommending that you structure your program to span about 6 to 12 weeks. And this is going to allow you enough time to actually walk your clients through one small change at a time. We are really big fans of one small change at a time and not overwhelming people. This maximizes their success. So right away, again, this is going to help you weed out the people who are looking for a quick fix, because you're being very upfront about the fact that you need 8 weeks in order to achieve this change and reach that goal. So what should we be including in our high-end programs? What are we actually spending this 6 to 12 weeks doing? You should probably include, there's certain things that regardless of your niche, you're going to be including. One of them is obviously an intake appointment. So you're going to start off by meeting your client, getting to know them, assessing their health, and letting them know what that roadmap for the next 6 to 12 weeks is actually going to look like. From there, we recommend that you provide some combination of these services that you're seeing here on the screen. So a max of 1 per week. We're trying to keep things, again, small, simple steps to achieve change, and that's going to help them reach their goals. So these are basic things that most nutrition professionals offer in their practice, things like a grocery store tour, a healthy kitchen education session, meal prep lessons, supplement consultations. Some of you guys do mindful eating, which is always a really good session to run, food journal reviews, meal planning sessions, your basic follow-up and check-in appointments. And then we also know that a lot of you guys from your introductions are also doing other things like naturopathic medicine, or even some of you guys are doing yoga therapy or personal training. Some nutritionists have personal chef services that they work into their practice. So whatever it is that you do that's unique and special, you can work that into your program as well. And also, if there's something that you're doing that's not on this list, let us know in the chat box. We always want to know what your special superpowers are and what it is that you have built into your skill set that goes above and beyond just the regular one-on-one nutrition session model. Okay, so once you've decided which services to include, you're going to want to cover them in weekly sessions. So for the first month, I really recommend that you're meeting with your clients on a weekly basis. When they sign up, they are highly motivated, and you need to keep that momentum going. So don't be afraid of too many touch points. If anything, I would say it's better to be over-connected than under-connected. One of the main reasons that people buy into a high-end program is for that accountability. So make sure that you're providing that with that frequent connection. So we're actually going to show you a structure of what a high-end program could look like. So this is a model that a lot of nutrition professionals are already using in their businesses, and this is something that works well for a lot of people. So getting started with that intake appointment and then moving on to a healthy kitchen nutrition session. So basically, you're spanning this out for about 3 months, and it works well because you can walk your client through a complete dietary overhaul, but in a step-by-step way. You're laying out that roadmap. You're going to show them this schedule as soon as they enroll in the program, and that you're going to start them off with an intake appointment. From there, you're teaching them how to stock a healthy kitchen. You're teaching them how to read labels, how to go grocery shopping, how to take those ingredients and turn them into something healthy that also tastes good, what supplements they need to take. It's fun and it's simple, and it's also life-changing when you can lay it out in a way that gets people excited and that they can actually follow, right? So from there, once your education piece has kind of wrapped up, then you're seeing them for follow-up results or follow-up assessments to take a look at the results. You're taking a look at their food journals to see if they actually understand all of that education that you just put them through. And then they're spending a session learning how to become independent with self-directed meal planning. That's one of my favorite sessions to run. It's the teach a man to fish versus give a man a fish kind of thing. So you're really setting your clients up for lifelong success with this. And they can use that session to kind of ask any remaining questions that they might have. And then you're just sitting down with them and basically wrapping everything up, letting them know that they can go out on their own as a fully empowered individual. Also, as a side note, this last kind of part of the program doesn't need to be your last point of contact with clients. For now, just focus on having clients and running them through your program. But once your program gets really successful and you find that you're graduating tons of clients out of it, that might be a good time to look at adding something extra at the end by launching a meal planning subscription or a membership site. Once you have a lot of clients who have run through your biggest, most signature program, you know that you have a whole database of people who liked working with you and might want more ongoing support. So if that's something you're looking at for your business, just make sure that you have worked with enough people that it makes sense to launch that. Okay, so lots of different niches that I saw popping up in the chat boxes. The great thing is that your high-end program can actually relate to any niche. Like this structure that we talked about is totally customizable. So here are some examples of niches that we've seen using the structure. We've seen everyone from people who specialize in hormones or diabetes, weight loss, sports nutrition, digestive issues, PCOS, gluten-free lifestyles. We've seen keto coaches. We've seen people who specialize in autoimmune. Molly, I just saw you pop into the chat box with that one. So yeah, whatever it is that you're specializing in, you can still use this model and just modify the content to speak specifically to your ideal client. And I always have to ask, if you have a niche that's not on that list, if you're doing something really cool, tell us about it. Chris wants to do a program on reflux. Yeah, things like that. 8 weeks to not having reflux anymore. I would sign up for that. I had reflux once. It sucks. So, okay, for those of you, and I know that there's a lot of you who want to know about running an online versus an offline program. So if you are running an online program and you won't be meeting with your clients in person for these sessions, things like a grocery store tour or a cooking class might be confusing. You might be thinking, how can I really offer that to my people? But you actually still can. There are a lot of really creative ways to do this. So you could dedicate a session to label reading instead of a grocery store tour. And then with that, you could provide a list of like healthy brands and healthy products. I've seen people do Facebook Lives within their private Facebook groups for their clients and use that to do a monthly cooking demo. So you can teach cooking classes online. You can set up a laptop or something in your kitchen and show people what you're doing in your kitchen. You could film that if you wanted to. If you're using more of an online course type model, or you're using your high-end program and you're hoping to apply it to more of a group setting, then you can use a tool like Teachable to keep the materials for your program online in one place and then just divide them week by week. So you can film those and then just upload them into the week that they need to see that. However it is that you're practicing, whatever it is that you're specializing in, I am sure that there is a way that you can make it fit within this framework. Okay, so there's pretty much everything that you need to know about the program structure. Now let's move on and talk a little bit about managing your programs, the materials, and then the participants who are actually enrolled in your programs. When you're working with clients who are going through programs, it's really important that you stay obviously organized so that you're both on the same page. It will likely reach a point in your practice where you're going to be working with multiple different people who are all on different weeks of the program. So if you're working with people one-on-one, it's likely that you're going to have a morning appointment with somebody who's doing a grocery store tour. And then, early afternoon, you're having an appointment with somebody who's actually wrapping up, and you're having that last final appointment where you're discharging them. So you've got to stay organized so your head doesn't pop off and you don't get yourself burnt out. Using practice management software is something that I'm really passionate about. Programs like Practice Better or Healthy will allow you to keep all of your client files, your appointments, and your communications just nice and neat in one place. I personally use Practice Better. I really love that tool and find that it also elevates the client experience by giving them like a branded login page where they can sign in and access all of their program materials. They can see messages from you. They can send you messages. For you, it allows you to set reminders. You can even ship them supplements if that's a part of your program. They use FullScript, so you can send supplements that way. And then obviously it's really important to ensure that your program materials are professional, branded, and consistent. So we're going to show you a little bit later about how you can use that Clean Life to achieve this. But just know that things like your meal plans, your shopping lists, your recipes, your recipe booklets, everything like that, should be looking really good and consistent, and whether you're using that Clean Life to do it, or whether they're not ready to build out the program materials yet. It's just important to know that this is something that's available to you guys. So if you are at the point where you have a program, and I know that there's at least one person in this webinar right now who has program content that has been sitting in a folder on their desktop for like 6 months and they still haven't launched it, and they're putting it off because they don't have time to organize it and make it look beautiful, there is no excuse. We are totally squashing that for you guys. Okay, so now we're going to get to the super, super juicy stuff, the thing that everyone always wants us to talk about, the number one question, and that is how much you should be charging. So in my opinion, and also my experience, I believe that about $100 to $150 is a fair place to start. And this is based on a couple of assumptions. So the first assumption is that you are meeting with your clients one-on-one, that this is a individual program, it's not a group program, and that you are going to be spending about an hour weekly on average with that client, and about 1 to 2 hours outside of their appointment working on that client's materials, communicating with them, or whatever is happening in between appointments. So it goes without saying that if your program is either more hands-on and you're going to be spending a lot more time than that, or if your program is less hands-on and you're going to be spending a lot less time with that, then you might need to adjust your pricing. If your program is highly specialized and has required you to get special training, do a lot of research, get a PhD or whatever, you might also need to that should be reflected in your pricing as well. And it's never set in stone. It will absolutely evolve. I actually was speaking to this dietitian who I know has one of the most successful weight loss programs that I have seen come up in a long time. And I asked her, because she charges right now $5,000 for the program. And it's usually about 8 weeks, I think. So $5,000 for 8 weeks. And she's booked solid. And I asked her what she charged at the beginning, and it was under $1,000. So obviously, as your business grows, and it will grow, and as you are graduating successful clients, and you will graduate successful clients, you're going to build a reputation, you're going to have more people knocking on your door, and your price is going to need to increase to reflect this added value. So don't ever feel like when you declare a price, you can't ever get away from it, because that is so not the case. And I can already feel a lot of you guys thinking like, hold on, wait a minute. So $100 a week for 12 weeks, that's over $1,000. No one's going to pay that to work with me. No one's going to sign up. Oh my gosh, what's going to happen? So it's really important that you guys get the mentality that building a business is something that happens over years. It's not something that happens overnight. And there are a lot of coaches and a lot of people out there who promise you that if you just follow their business framework, that 9 months from now, you're going to have a 6-figure business. But that's really just not the case. And we're going to be totally honest with you guys. It's unlikely that you're going to launch this high-end program and then wake up the next day with a fully booked schedule. In fact, it's very likely that you're going to launch this, and the very first time that it goes out, you're going to hear crickets and no one's going to sign up, and your heart's going to sink and you're going to feel like a failure. But this happens to everybody. This happens to me. Like, this is not a sign that you failed. This is just a sign that you finally started, which is something not a lot of people do. Just by starting, you've already created an advantage for yourself. So once you start and you feel that first sense of like, ugh, no one's signing up, don't stop, keep going. The truth is that if you are actually getting price objections in your business, you need to look at your marketing. This is not a pricing problem. It's a marketing problem. So there's a couple things that you need to ask yourself if you are putting it out there and getting back this feedback that, I want to sign up, but the price is just too steep. Instead of saying, I need to adjust my pricing, you need to ask yourself, are you really effectively communicating what it is that your program achieves? Are you saying it in a way that's resonating with your ideal client? Guys, are you using industry speak? No one knows what leaky gut is. Don't sell a problem-solving program for bloating and tell people you're going to solve their leaky gut. You're going to get price objections. It's not the price, it's the communication. Are you being super clear about what the specific problem is that you're solving? You might know that you're solving intestinal hyperpermeability. I promise you, your client doesn't know that, and they're not going to pull their credit card out for that. Is your marketing, once you actually get it down and figure it out, is it being seen by the right people who actually have that problem? So these are all really important things that you need to answer before you can even consider adjusting your pricing. The reality of selling high-end programs is that business really is going to start slow, guys. Like, you might find that you launch your program and maybe in the first year, you're selling 1 to 2 programs a month. And then maybe year 2 comes along and one successful client is telling another person how they achieved this total transformation. And that year you're booking 2 to 4 clients per month. And then boom, year 3 comes along and now you're booking 4 to 8 clients per month. And hey, now you're doing this full time. Now you've really built something special. Now your business is something you can really be proud of. But that's how it grows. You have to make it to year 3. And if you grow slowly and organically, that's when you're going to see the results. As much as I wish that I could tell you that there is some magic formula that if you just do X, Y, Z in your business, you're going to make it to month 12 and you're going to have a business that looks and operates and earns like it's 3 years old, that's just not the case. You actually have to get out in the trenches and really work for that reputation. And it's worth it, because once you have that reputation, it becomes so valuable. So as you're getting more well-known as an expert in what you do, potential clients are going to trust you, not because you wrote a convincing blog post, but because they know a friend who was transformed by you. That is a level of trust that you can only earn through doing the hard work and working with people and putting in the effort over years. And that is the kind of trust that's worth thousands and thousands of dollars for people to actually come into your office or see you online and invest in your program. I promise you'll get there. You just can't give up. Think of your idols. There's people at the top. We all have someone who we're looking at and thinking, you know, they're successful because XYZ. They have the most knowledge. They have the best marketing. They have the most beautiful website. But the reality is actually that they just didn't quit, because they for sure graduated with a whole class of people just like we did. And then as everyone at the same time started trying to build a practice, there were the people who launched their program and no one signed up, and they gave up and went and did something else. There were the people who persevered for 6 months or a year, but who found like, I'll never be able to make this full time. I'm just not making the income that I want to make with this. And they gave up. The people at the top are the ones who were crazy enough to just keep going. You already know, because you're all wellness professionals and you've all had at least one client come to you asking for a quick fix. You know, how can I get abs by this weekend? Just like you all know that there is no overnight 6-pack, there is no overnight 6-figure business. Drill that into your head. And just like we said at the beginning of this, we really want you to commit 100% to doing one small thing right now, right after this training, and then one small thing every single day after that that's going to get you closer to your goal. You have to think about it like we're building health plans for people's lives, but you also need to build a health plan for your business. And that's going to include things like daily rituals and tiny steps in the right direction. I promise if you do that, you are going to find yourself in completely different circumstances when you look back in 3 years, but you have to actually make it to that 3rd year. Okay, so we're talking a lot about marketing. Hopefully you guys all got something out of that little pep talk, but let's actually talk about the tangible things that you can do in order to market your high-end program. Once you have put your program out into the world, you're going to need to put time into consistently creating content that is going to generate interest in it. So here are some things that you could be doing to promote your high-end program in terms of how you're spending that marketing time every single week. You can be writing blog posts. You can be posting on social media, whether it's Instagram posts, Facebook posts, Instagram stories, Twitter, whatever your favorite platforms are. Definitely sending out newsletters. You could be creating a lead magnet. You could be running free challenges. You can have a YouTube account, do video content. You can do video content on Instagram now. Even Facebook allows you to. But the most important thing is that everything you're putting out is relating to that high-end program, right? So if you are specializing in women who have autoimmunity, you may be super interested in doing a prostate health blog post for Movember, but that's not really going to attract the right kind of person to you. That's not really going to be letting people know what you're an expert in. So try to stay on brand as much as you can. You're going to get opportunities to go and speak at events where you're going to have to sit down and think, is this really going to forward my business? And sometimes you have to say no to those opportunities and hand it off to a colleague who is more working within that niche. And that's totally fine, because at the end of the day, it's better for you to be known as the expert in one topic than to be known as kind of educated in a lot of different topics. So decide what type of content it is that you feel most comfortable creating. Decide how often you're going to create it, whether it's, a weekly newsletter, a daily Instagram post, bi-weekly Facebook lives where you answer questions, whatever it is, just set that schedule for yourself and then make sure you stay on topic by consistently sharing great information that's relating back to the problem that your program is solving. Not every post needs to be selling the program. I feel like I need to say that again. Guys, not everything you post needs to or should be selling your program. In fact, we believe that the best content is the stuff that you are giving away for free, and that people who are really successful are giving their best stuff away for free. And we're living that today by doing this free class for you guys, because we believe that whether or not you are getting paid for what you're putting out there, if you're putting good stuff out there, you are going to become the expert in whatever it is that you are trying to be the expert in. And everyone's going to view you that way. The successful high-end programs aren't the ones that are full of like top secret proprietary information. We don't tell you guys you need to be a That Clean Life member in order to access all of our supportive materials and all of our valuable business education. We just give it to you. And hey, we also happen to make the best tool for nutrition professionals to use in order to create meal plans, group programs, recipe booklets. That's a side, and you'll discover that on your own, but everyone is welcome here and everyone gets this free education. So if you have ever said the words to somebody who asked you a question, if you want to know the answer to that, you're going to need to work with me. That was a huge mistake. And the reason is because if you had answered the question, they would have seen like, oh my gosh, this person is really, really smart. And maybe they weren't ready to buy that day, but when they are ready to buy, they are absolutely going to come back to you. So the best investment you can give in the beginning is actually your time. Okay, so I'm going to turn it over to Abigail, and she's actually going to show you a little bit about this tool that I've been hyping for the past 5 minutes.
Yeah, you're like my hype girl. I love it. Like, I don't even I just walk in and the crowd roars. So now that we've gone through, Ashley has done such a good job of like talking about what a high-end program looks like, how you can put it together, how you can market it. I want to speak about kind of like what this looks like in the real world. And I want to share with you some real life examples so you guys can see what this looks like. These are real life examples from other wellness professionals just like you who have implemented a high-end program into their service offerings. So I have changed their name for privacy, but let's start with Stacy and her high-end program. So first, Stacy is a certified nutrition and fitness coach. Her high-end program is a 12-week online Get Your Body Back program, which she offers for $2,397. It includes a 12-week customized fitness and nutrition plan, and it starts off with a 60-minute consultation, just like the example Ashley gave. And this includes the goal-setting session, and because it's a weight loss program, she does measurements during this session too. So Stacy offers weekly meal plans with grocery lists and recipes, along with a weekly fitness plan to keep clients really engaged throughout the 12 weeks. And she provides support and accountability through weekly check-ins so that she always has those touch points. And that's what keeps people on track and accountable. At the end of the program, they do a final assessment along with planning for the client to go out on their own. And then she also offers a post-program check-in 30 days after the client graduates from the program. So I hope this is helpful, guys. If it is, type yes into the chat box. I think it's super, valuable for you guys to see these things in motion. These are real life people. Like, I'm not bullshitting you, that are doing this, that are offering these services, that are guiding people through these really great programs. I'm showing you an example here, so there's no reason why you can't do it too. Now, here's another example. So let's look at Jen, who's a holistic nutritionist. Her niche is also in women's weight loss, but she offers an 8-week program, which costs $800. Jen is just starting out, and her high-end program starts with a 90-minute session to assess current health and then set goals. And from here, she does 7 follow-up sessions. So that works out to weekly sessions so that she can monitor progress with her client. Jen has her clients keep a food journal, which she analyzes and provides feedback on during their follow-up sessions. And she also offers customized meal plans with recipes and grocery lists, along with supplement recommendations. The clients participating in her high-end program have access to her through unlimited email support. So she uses that as a selling feature of her program. She says, look, guys, you have access to me whenever you need me through email. So again, these are just 2 examples of how people have set up their high-end nutrition program, which I'm hoping will give you guys some inspiration to get started. So once you get started on hashing out the details of your high-end nutrition program, you will likely need a way to create the materials for your clients. And this is when you will want to take advantage of that Clean Life for Business, which allows you to create those weekly meal plans or grocery lists and recipes, or recipe books if you prefer, to have your clients do their own meal planning. And we also help you create lead magnets, which can help you attract the right people to promote your high-end program too. So at this point, guys, we can do one of 2 things. We can either jump right into a Q&A session, or I can quickly show you around that Clean Life for Business and how you can use it to create an epic high-end program. So let's do this. If you guys would like to see the platform in action and learn about how to use that Clean Life to create your high-end program, please type tour into the chat box now. Or if you want to skip all that and get right into the Q&A, please type Q&A into the box now. Okay, looks like I'm mostly seeing tour. I'm seeing a few Q&As. Okay, so why don't we do the tour? And then mostly tours, so we'll do the tour, and if we have some time, we'll loop back around with your questions. So if you still have questions, feel free to type those in now. So give me 1 second here, guys. I'm just gonna do my screen share here. Okay. Hopefully you guys can see that Clean Life. Okay, so the way, let's do it this way. We'll keep this short. I just want to show you the key ways you can use that Clean Life to create your high-end program here. So I'm going to go into the planner view, and what I've done is I have all my saved programs here. I have a Beat the Bloat program week 1. So let's say you have a 12-week program and it's all around bloating and helping women beat the bloat. So you could use that Clean Life to create a multi-week program. So every week could have meal plans with grocery lists and recipes, and then you could export them as PDFs to send your client. So I've created week 1 of the Beat the Bloat program here. You can see it's a 7-day meal plan with breakfast, snack 1, lunch, snack 2, and dinner. And so when I have clients working through the program, what I can do is I can either send them this week 1 as is, or I can make a copy of it and make modifications to suit that client's unique needs. So whenever I'm ready to send it to my clients, whether you want to send it as is or modify it, all you need to do is click export. You can decide which materials you want to include. So I'm going to say I want to send the plan, the list, the notes, and the nutrition information. You can include a cover page with a nice photo, and you can also type in a brief. So this is where you can include any notes specific to your client. So at this point, I could click Start Export and download this into a PDF for my client. So let's open that up so you can see what that looks like. So you can see on the first page, it'll have my logo, week 1 of the program. I've included a note or a brief page with any notes for my client. I've formatted it nicely for them. Next page is going to have, every page on the footer is going to have your name, your website, which is clickable, and your logo. I'm going to zoom in here for you guys. Next page will have the meal plan, so my client can, get started on week 1 of the program right away. After that, you can see nutrition insights. This page is totally optional. After that will be the 1-page grocery list so that your client can literally hit the store and start shopping right away without giving you any excuses because you've laid it all out for them. And then after that, we're just going to bundle in all the recipes that your client will need to follow this meal plan. So that's one way you can use That Clean Life to create resources for your group program. Another way Ashley mentioned was creating recipe books and teaching a man to fish, so to say. So this, I've created a Beat the Bloat program week 1 recipe guide. So you're going to notice this is the exact same program, but I'm going to click export and I'm going to say, I don't want the plan. I don't want the grocery list. I just want to export these 13 recipes. So let's open up that PDF. So you guys are going to see it's the same type of deal, but it's just a recipe book. So this way, in my program, I could create my client either monthly recipe books or weekly recipe books that I could give them and then teach them how to do their own meal planning. And then that way they can plan out their own meals and choose the recipes from this recipe book that they will love. And I've customized it all for them. So that's really cool. And then another thing Ashley mentioned that I wanted to touch on briefly was the lead magnet. So if you're looking to build a business online, I mean, even if you don't want to build a business online, building a business offline, you can build your email list too. It's just as important. I'm a firm believer that building your list is the best way to stay in touch with your clients. Speaking from experience here at That Clean Life, when we post about our webinars on social media, signups trickle in. But when we email you guys convert into signups. So email is the best way to get in touch with your clients. So if you can build a strong email list of people who want to hear from you, please do so. And to build an email list, you're going to need a lead magnet. A lead magnet is something that, entices people to sign up for your mailing list. So what I've done here, I'm just going to go to my saved programs. I've created something called 5 bloat fighting breakfast smoothies. And I'm going to use this as a lead magnet to build my list full of women who are trying to fight off bloating. And I'm going to offer to send them my 5 favorite bloat fighting breakfast smoothies when they sign up for my mailing list. Then I can continue to email them on a weekly basis and provide them with a ton of free value. And when it feels appropriate, then I can upsell them to my great bloat fighting high-end program. So I have the 5 bloat fighting breakfast smoothies on a meal plan, no particular order. So all I need to do is click export. I'm going to say I don't want the planner list. I just want to include the notes and nutrition information on these 5 recipes and then just click start export. And I've downloaded that here in advance for you guys. So it'll have your logo, the name of your recipe book, and then all the recipes that you included in the book. So that's how easy it is to create a lead magnet. I saw somebody before, I think it was Vanessa, saying she created a lead magnet really quickly using That Clean Life. And the best part of it is you can switch up your lead magnet. If you feel like your lead magnet isn't converting, if you didn't market it properly, if you didn't give it the right name, you can easily use That Clean Life to create a new one to attract even more people to your mailing list. So I hope that gives you kind of a good idea of the various ways you can use That Clean Life. I'll go over them again. You can create customized weekly meal plans. You can create recipe books, and you can also create your lead magnet to market your high-end program. So is that helpful, guys? I hope so. I'm just going to switch back in. Give me 1 second here.
Vanessa, that's such an awesome lead magnet. She did 7 plant-based breakfast recipes, and none of them are smoothies. So anyone who wants to try a plant-based diet but who isn't into smoothies is going to go right to that.
Yeah, that's perfect. That is absolutely perfect. We just got that the other day. Somebody emailed and was like, but something other than a smoothie for breakfast? And I was like, yeah, creating something that people are, really want and will attract the right type of people. That's what it's all about. And we have hundreds of recipes for you guys to choose from. So there should be no excuses why you can't create something valuable. And if you're stuck, Think about what you would find valuable. Think about when you're out on the internet and what you're Googling, and then create that. So I hope that kind of quick tour gave you a good idea of why I say that creating the resources to support your high-end program can be easy, because instead of spending hours gathering recipes, creating the list and formatting the document, and then trying to make it all look nice and professional, we're going to do all of that for you in minutes. And on top of creating a high-end program, there's lots of other things you can do once you are that Clean Life for Business member. So for those of you guys who are that Clean Life for Business members, take note here. We want you to be as successful as possible with the platform. So here are a few other ways that you can use the platform to grow your business, to make your clients more successful, to change the world, to make this world a healthier and happier place. So you can offer custom meal planning as a service with your clients one-on-one. You can run group programs or high-end programs. You can create lead magnets and grow your email list. I just showed you how you can create recipes, create materials for your workshops and your cooking classes. So like handouts that have your logo on them. You can create a meal planning subscription service or a membership site. And you can also collaborate with other wellness professionals who are looking to bring in the nutrition side to their business, but just don't have the time or the means to do so. So these are just some of the ways you can use that Clean Life to grow your business. The options are really endless. Actually, you know what? If some of you are using it as a different way than what I mentioned here, let us know, because I'm always fascinated to know how you guys are using the platform. Just the other day, I was chatting with one of our members who's using it to cater bachelorette parties. So I learn these new ways every day, and I think it's really awesome that you guys are so creative. My point is here that we're just, we're here to help you with more than just meal plans. We're here to help you give nutrition advice and grow your business in the most efficient and fun way possible. So before we get to your questions here, I just want to be very clear on exactly what it means to be a business member and the value you get with your membership. So first, our business membership gives you the ability to export materials for your clients, like recipes or meal plans with your logo on them. And you can create recipe books or complete nutrition programs. And this is a super valuable feature in itself, because if you were to hire a graphic designer to do this type of work for you, they typically charge on average $80 an hour, and it would probably take them at least 3 hours to do the design work for just one single weekly meal plan. Our business membership also gives you access to hundreds of healthy recipes with professional photography, as you guys have seen. So we do add new recipes to this gallery every single week so that you'll never run out of inspiration. And then we have filters that allow you to find the right recipes. So if you're looking for recipes that are paleo, breakfast, and egg-free, you can find those recipes that are perfectly matched to your needs instead of spending time searching for them on Google. We also give you the ability to edit any of the recipes. So if you ever want to add an ingredient in or swap an ingredient out, you can easily do that. And we've built a really handy nutrition analysis feature. So all of that nutrition analysis will be done as you update recipes. Being a business member also means you have access to over 50 done-for-you templates. So there's lots of meal plans you can use in there that are already done for you. And next, as I was saying, if you've ever looked into nutrition analysis software, you know how pricey it can be. And that's why we've built all of this right into that Clean Life. So whether you're inputting a recipe or you're building meal plans and you want to see the daily amount of calories and macros, we're going to do all of that math for you so you can keep them nice and balanced. And guys, listen up, because we have an awesome bonus. Because you took the time to come out to our webinar today and let us show you around that Clean Life for Business, we're going to offer you a 60-minute group coaching, strategizing, and onboarding call with myself and Ashley when you sign up for our yearly business membership in the next 24 hours. So in this session, we'll be covering the importance of things like choosing a niche and how to lock your ideal client. We can answer any questions that you have related to creating that high-end program, which is what we've discussed today. Getting clear on your services and pricing, we'll discuss that. It's super important. And how to market and get new clients. And answer just all of your questions so that you can start making power moves in your business right away. So this brings the total value of our business membership up to $7,200. And if you welcome just one person into your high-end program, let alone multiple people, you can probably see why people would invest $7,200 into a system like this. Because at the end of the day, that Clean Life for Business should never, ever cost you money. It should make you money. But here's the thing, we absolutely do not charge you $7,200 for your membership. You can become a That Clean Life for Business member for only $600 USD for the year. So like I said, if you were to hire the professionals to do this for you, like a graphic designer, photographer, recipe developer, it could cost you more than $7,200. But because you're learning how to do it yourself, and we're giving you all the tools and resources to make it happen, you pay $600 for the year to join, because we really want to make it a no-brainer for you to get started. So guys, just a quick recap here, $600 to become a That Clean Life for Business member for the entire year. And we're offering those who sign up for our yearly business membership over the next 24 hours, a coaching and strategy call with Ashley and myself, so we can talk about how to use the platform to grow your business, answer your questions, and develop a plan for you to start crushing it in your business. So this offer will expire tomorrow, Wednesday, June 20th at 4 p.m. Eastern time. So to claim this offer now, simply sign up within the next 24 hours and then send an email to us at support@thatcleanlife.com to book your time. Okay, guys, we've gone over a lot today, so I want to turn it over to you to answer any questions you might have. So the first question we got here is from Emily, and she's wondering, do you think running a free challenge is a good way to market your high-end program? And if so, what's the best way to go about this? The answer is yes, absolutely. I think that running a free challenge is a terrific way to market your high-end program. It's also a great way to build your list and build your Facebook community through a private group too. So the way this would look is you could use That Clean Life to create a meal plan, recipes, and a grocery list to guide a 5-day program. I don't recommend doing it any longer than 5 days. Otherwise, it's hard to keep people engaged, and then, you're bordering on a paid program. So 5 days is generally good. You have people follow the meal plan or a certain challenge of your choice for those 5 days. And at the end, when they're feeling great, when they followed your nutrition advice, you can upsell them to your high-end program. So that's the point where you say, hey guys, I hope you've enjoyed our free challenge this month. If you have, please check out my high-end program, and you can even offer them a limited time discount or a bonus offer for signing up, simply because they participated in your free challenge. So that's how I would go about that. Fun fact, free challenge is actually how That Clean Life all started. So I'm a big fan of the free challenge method. I think it's a great way to get to know your community and attract people, lower the barriers to entry and really have a chance to perform and let people get to know you and flex your expertise. Next question is from Sarah. Can you use the same resources for all clients signing up for your high-end program, or should you be creating new content for each new client going through the program? Ash, do you want to answer this one?
Yeah, for sure. Okay. So basically, my perspective on this is that you should have some kind of framework built that you are using for all of your clients who are running through the programs. So if you have, say, a Beat the Bloat program, and part of that is maybe you have a Beat the Bloat recipe booklet, right? So you've already built that, and that way you are able to guide people through the program over and over again without having to recreate those resources. But there's going to be some things that you are going to create that are client specific. So for me personally, I have already made my handouts for like grocery store tours, label reading sessions. I already have a flow that I run through when I go to someone's house and do a meal prep session. But obviously, if I take on a client who has food allergies, maybe some of those things are going to have to change. Like I'm probably not going to take someone with a peanut butter allergy and teach them how to differentiate between the good brands of peanut butter and the bad brands of peanut butter, which is part of my typical grocery store tour. So in general, if it's one of the benefits of creating a high-end program that solves a specific problem is that you don't need to spend all your time creating new resources for every single client.
Awesome. And Michelle was asking, can I enter my own recipes into That Clean Life? I have already started to build a program with some of my own recipes, and I'd like to use those. And I see a few other questions too here. You guys are asking if you can add your own recipes into That Clean Life. The answer is yes, you can add your own recipes, and yes, you can upload your own photo as well. So it looks, after you've uploaded your recipe or inputted it, you can analyze the nutrition information of your recipe, include a photo, and when you click save, it'll look just the same as any of our recipes as well. So you can add them to meal plans and they work the exact same way. Okay, so we're coming up on time here. We just have a few more minutes, so I'm going to take a few more questions. Vanessa's asking, any special consideration selling meal plans to an individual versus selling a weekly meal plan to a group? So I'll give my kind of opinion on this, and then Ash, I'd love if you could do the same. So when selling meal plans to an individual, you're going to charge more for that, because what you're going to do, I hope, is sit down with the individual, do a meal planning assessment, take into consideration their likes, their dislikes, their health goals, kind of where their starting point is at, and create a meal plan specifically designed for them. The reason why you're going to charge more for this is because it's going to take up more of your time. Whereas if you're selling a group, making a group meal plan, this is going to be much more of a generic approach. You're going to do your best to create a kind of a one-size-fits-all approach, which is really challenging, and there's kind of not a one-size-fits-all approach in nutrition. But the thing about a group program is that you charge less, you give them more of a generic meal plan, and then you can provide advice on making substitutions. What you don't want to do when doing a group program is be creating custom meal plans for people that don't like the group program. If they signed up for your group program, they signed up at a lower cost, and if they need customized meal plans, like they have a lot of allergies and stuff like that, you're going to want to upsell them or refer them to your paid one-on-one customized meal planning service. So I hope that's helpful. Do you have anything to add to that, Ash?
Yeah, I completely agree. For me, same as Abigail said, I always just look back at in terms of time. As wellness professionals, one of the things that we absolutely do not do, it's like we're allergic to it, is sitting down, figuring out how much money we're making, dividing that by how much time we're putting into our business, and really getting honest with ourselves about if we're okay with that number. So if I'm going to spend, with That Clean Life, realistically, I could build 2 weeks of group programs for someone, or for a program, in an hour. Now, if it's taking me an hour to make 2 weeks worth of meal plans, and I'm then selling those meal plans to 6 people, then that's 10 minutes per person, right? So if I have an idea in my head of how much money I think I should be making in an hour from this, then I am going to be comfortable charging a lot less, knowing that it's 10 minutes per person. However, if it's one-on-one, that's going to cost a lot more. So the best advice that I could give you is just really figure out how much money you need to be making in order for this to be your business and not your hobby, and then figure out how much you need to charge for the different types of programs based on the amount of time that you're putting into building them.
Yeah, that's really good advice. I like the framework of working backwards and kind of reverse engineering based on how much money you need to make to survive, and kind of working up from there. So guys, that's all the time we have for today. We've covered a lot in today's webinar. We've shown you how you can create a super awesome high-end program that will grow your business and help your clients achieve success. We've also shown you how you can use That Clean Life to create that high-end program so that, it really eliminates those excuses. Like, you can do this. And we've offered you a super awesome bonus coaching call with us when you sign up for our business yearly membership in the next 24 hours. And I really hope that you guys are all feeling super inspired and ready to take action. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop the link to sign up into the chat box right now. It's thatcleanlife.com/pricing. And what I invite you to do is click on this link, Select your membership and join that Clean Life for Business now so that you can start taking your clients and your business to the next level. And if you decide to take us up on that bonus coaching call, just email us at support@thatcleanlife.com to book your time. So everybody, thank you so much for being here today. We're really proud of this community and proud of the fact that we're all striving just to be better wellness professionals and make this world a healthier and happier place. So we really appreciate your time. If you have any ideas of things you'd like us to cover in future webinars, please just pop those into the chat box now. We're working hard to provide you with the best content as possible and help you guys out. So if you have any ideas, either drop those into the chat or just send us an email to let us know. And we hope to chat soon. And we'll see you guys inside of That Clean Life. Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.